Yo, what's going on, everybody? Back with another reaction video. Thank you so much for stopping by today. It means a lot. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Today I'll be checking out Girl Gone London's video. American admits 7 things Brits do better. Oh, here we go. Let's go down the list of these 7 things. Let's get right into the video. But before we do, please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on.
And you literally have a whole sandwich and the filling are French fries. I mean, does it get better than that? No, it does not.
I might have to try it myself and let you know.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Girl Gone London video. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin. I'm an American who's lived in the UK for almost 10 years, and today I'm finally admitting things that the Brits do better than the Americans.
10 years.
So in my last video, which I felt was pretty neutral and just pointing out the differences between the UK and the US, I got some comments of people saying, clearly you don't like the UK, you don't want to be here, and I get that a lot, and I think part of it comes down to people.
So why is she there? 10 years? I mean, come on, 10 years? Why you think she there then? What? Just because it's cheaper? Nah.
Not understanding that I'm being lighthearted about how I'm reacting to things in the UK. So I'm just sharing my experiences as an American reacting to certain things. And so obviously that is going to come with some jokes. Sometimes I'm being serious. I do think a US road trip is more fun than a UK road trip. So if we disagree, we disagree. But for the most part, it's lighthearted.
What's the difference?
I don't think that either country is actually better than the other. I think it's a very gray area. And so I wanted to create these videos where I'm just going to list some of the things that I really feel like they do better here in the UK than in the US, just so everybody knows that I do not hate the UK. However, I am also going to do a video of things that the US does better than the UK, so we can argue when we get to that video.
Okay.
Hey guys, briefly interjecting here.
Hey, that's gonna raise a lot of controversy in the comments. We're gonna have to check that out when it does come out. Oh, y'all gonna be grilling me in the comments talking about some. You better not even react to that video.
Because I forgot to mention today's question, and today's question is, what is your favorite part about the UK? What is your favorite part about living here? Maybe you're a Brit, maybe you are someone who is an expat here, maybe you're just a visitor and you really like the UK. Comment below and tell me your favorite part about living here. So the first thing, and I've done a whole video about this, is the NHS.
Don't get me started. I'm not even gonna pause. I'm not gonna pause. Y'all know how I feel.
The idea here is that medical care is for all, regardless of your ability to pay, and is not a privilege but a right, is 100% better than the state of affairs in the US, which works for people who do have the means to pay for healthcare, but does not work for a lot of people who fall in different areas. The idea here that you have a child and you walk out of the hospital without paying a bill is really astounding to a lot of Americans. And after moving here and living with the NHS and getting accustomed to that way of life, obviously paying for it in other areas and your taxes and things, but the idea that I don't have to worry about how much the ambulance is going to cost me is 100% something that the UK does much better than the US. Okay, the next thing is the cost of food in the super.
And just to, oh my goodness, just to call an ambulance, it doesn't matter if the hospital's around the corner from your house. Just to call an ambulance to come pick you up is going to cost you around $200K. $200K. Some people don't even make that yearly. $200K. Now you're in debt just from having to get transported to the hospital. Now you got the hospital bills, medication bills, anything else that comes after that. It's really a lot, man. It's so unfair. Like, just save my life.
Supermarket / grocery store. So if you've ever traveled to the US as a Brit, you probably, if you stepped foot in a grocery store, would be shocked by the food prices. Here in the UK, food in the grocery store in particular is so much less expensive than in the US. Something that in the US would cost like $2 to $3 for like a loaf of bread or something would be like 50p to maybe a pound here. So when Americans are coming over and thinking about their budget for food in the UK, usually we spend a lot less than you would in the US. We spend about £200 per month on food for 2 people, and sometimes we do spend less.
What? Are you kidding me? Wow, we spend about, let me see, let me do a little calculation. We spend about 500 every 2 weeks. Around 500 every 2 weeks. And you see I'm skinny. You see me. You see me, man. It's these prices. I ain't even eating good. I still ain't eating good. I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry. It's these prices.
Less than that. In the US, I really don't think that would get you a month's worth of food for 2 people just because
I
of
moved
the
to the
prices.
UK. I might get fat.
So in that way, I definitely think the UK is better than the US. Okay, the next thing on my list may seem a little bit trivial, but for somebody who loves French fries / chips, yes, I know they're not the same thing, British people, I do understand, but as an American, we would call anything that is a fried potato a French fry. We wouldn't differentiate between, we don't have another word, we would just call it like thick cut French fries maybe. Anyway, here in the UK, I feel like they pair French fries / chips with so many things that we wouldn't in the US, which I am a total fan of. So for instance, what they would call a chip buddy, translated into American, would be a French fry sandwich.
Right.
They've got thick cut French fries on a sandwich, and they eat it with ketchup or with salt, or someone told me the other day, like vinegar.
Oh.
And you literally have a whole sandwich.
No, yeah, we don't do that over here. We don't do that. I don't do that. Now that's different. Is the bread at least sweet though? Isn't it like a sweet roll or sweet bread? Or is sweet bread only something here in the US? Because maybe it's considered cake at that point, right? I've never heard about people eating French fries or chips or just bread. That's new.
And the filling
I don't think I would do
are
that.
French
Do you
fries.
guys do that?
I mean, does it get better than that? No, it does not. Another thing they tend to pair fries with here that I've noticed is they will have pizza and fries as one meal. Pizza and chips, they would call it. That's not really a combo that we do in the US. We would maybe have, like, maybe you would have pizza and garlic bread, so we do get like the double carbs in there, but pizza and fries would just it's just seen as like a weird combination, but it's the best combination because what could possibly be better than eating an entire meal of pizza and fries? So I feel like the US should really get on board with this. I'm not saying people don't do it, I'm just saying it's definitely not a popular combination that people automatically go to. And I really feel like this is one of the best things the UK has done for the world.
Well, I mean, the US has a lot of weird people too. I mean, you should see all the other combinations these people are eating, putting into their digestive systems. I mean, have you lost your mind?
This is one of the best things the UK has done for the world. Okay, the next thing that is much better in the UK than in the US is public transportation, or what they would call public transport for short. You can get around almost the whole of the UK by trains, boats, buses. You don't have to have a car. Obviously, in the more rural areas, it is definitely like much more convenient to have a car. Tons of people drive and not just rely on public transportation.
Absolutely.
But the point remains that if you lived in a lot of places in the States and you didn't have a car, you would have almost no options. Here in the UK, you can live in a lot of places without a car. And I'm not just talking about London. I'm not just talking about cities. You could live in a more suburban area and have plenty of buses that are going to connect you to your town and to surrounding towns that are relatively, on time, on a good schedule. In the US, I'm used to bus transportation. Where I'm from in Florida, basically non-existent, and if it is existent, it's just not something that people take. It's not necessarily reliable.
Unless you're a
Here,
tourist.
Public transportation is often used, is popular, is reliable, and obviously it's easier to link a smaller country than all of America. But you know, it is what it is, and the UK wins for that one. The next thing that's better in the UK than in the US is the type of roofs that they have on their homes, only because in the US, we are used to needing to replace our roof like every 10 to 15 years, I think it is. Particularly the area where I'm from in Florida, this is a common way to do roofs. In the UK, you don't necessarily think about replacing your roof. No one's ever brought that up in like the house buying process.
Well, that's because the material is different here. The material is really different. Let's go ahead and look at the material difference right now, actually. Okay, so I found this article. Here we have number 1, materials. One of the most common things you'll see online when reading about roofing is the use of shingles. So much so, in fact, it's easy to assume this is just the US word for tiles. It's not. Shingles are an alternative to tiles, which are made of felt? Which are made of felt with a bituminous asphalt covering. That was a lot of tongue twisters right there. That was a lot of tongue twisting going on right there. We have number 2, the guttering. Another key difference between UK and US roofs is the choice of guttering and drainage. In the UK, it's become common practice to use PVC. Okay, well, PVC can be used for a lot of things. It can be used for water drainage, or you could actually run electrical wiring through it. But let's carry on. In the UK, it's become common practice to use PVC for guttering. Why? It's durable, flexible, and relatively cheap. That is very true. PVC is also available in different colors, so it can be matched to the roof or the property. Longevity. With natural slate and stone roofing, the UK has some of the largest lasting roofs in the world. Our roofs last for upwards of 50 years? 50 years as standard, with some lasting 2 to 3 centuries? 2 to 3 centuries? I don't care what you talking about. The 3 pigs can't blow that down. 3 centuries. Here in the US, oh my goodness, you'd be lucky if a rainstorm doesn't knock your roof off. Now, my homes that I've lived in have always been stable. You know, they may make a little noise and creak through the night. What is that? I still don't know to this day. But other than that, our homes are durable and strong. Our doors, our roofs, our walls, everything is durable and strong. But I have yet to see a structure in the UK, so I can't really judge it and say, oh, well, we have it better over here, because no. I've seen the doors over there and the structures in the UK, and it just looks crazy. It looks crazy. It seems like the roofs actually last a lot longer in the UK rather than the US, mostly because of the pricing differences. Plus, you get a lot for your money in the UK, is what it seems like. Here in the US, oh man, just go with the cheaper option. You'll be fine. You'll live your days. You'll live to see other days. That's the way we think over here, because sometimes, you know, it's not good to always go cheap, but in most case scenarios, let's go cheap, because they're taxing us and we're getting robbed. And we are getting robbed, especially from these businessmen, these journeymen. They're going to rob us, because who else is going to come out and do this job for us? Who else knows how to come out and change a whole roof? Who gonna do it? You gonna do it? No. They gonna forever make their money, man, and forever upscale you, charge you the high rate. And the way it works here, ooh, you better hope you're not a female getting your roof finished, because now he's gonna charge you triple. That's exactly how they think about it. Oh, it's a female. Oh, let's charge her some more. Oh, it's so sad. Unless the husband comes around.
The house buying process of this roof will need to be replaced or anything like that.
Shouldn't have to
I'm
think
not
about
entirely sure the differences between the roofs. I know here they have like much thicker like blocks that they use on the roof, whereas in the US we kind of
look at that. Man, come look at our roofs. Man, come look at our roofs. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is preposterous. Man, come look at our roofs over here in the US. You see how thick just one slab looks on the roof? This is crazy. Ours looks a thin, like a piece of paper. Like if I just, it's gonna blow right off.
Use like these flimsy roof tiles. It could also be they're not exposed to, you know, the same amount of extreme weather as in the US. I know in Florida we have to contend with like hurricanes and the heat and things like that. It's a bit more mild here in the UK, so maybe that plays into it. But overall, your roof is not going to be like a huge expense that you have to shell out for as soon as you buy your house, and you don't really have to factor that into your budget. So it's a very specific thing, but it is something that's better here in the UK. Okay, the next thing that's better in the UK is work-life balance. So
we know that.
In America, we definitely have a go-getter culture, which I do like in some ways, but when it comes to the work-life balance, it's not good whatsoever. We have, we don't have federal required vacation time or holiday time, as they would say here in the UK. Lots of companies will have like an allocated number of sick days, and after you reach the end of your sick days, then you have to start using your vacation time, or you basically don't get paid. Here in the UK, most companies, like if you're sick, you're sick. Obviously, if it's an ongoing problem, they'll work.
Here, if you're sick, do you have PTO? Do you have PPTO? You got any vacation time you can use? All right, if not, it's going to be a point because you weren't able to come in today when you were scheduled. Furthermore, if you continue to gain more of these points, we will have to terminate you. Oh, I've heard that so many times. Like, leave me alone. I don't feel good. Leave me alone. My goodness. Like, working a 9 to 5 here in the US is one of the worst experiences you could possibly ask yourself for. It's horrible. They don't care for you. They don't care for your health. They don't care for your mental well-being. They don't care about any issues. They don't care about your vacation time. They don't even care if it's your birthday.
Work with you, but you're not freaking out that you're going to use up all of your time. In fact, there is a rule, I believe, that if you're on holiday, if you're using holiday time and you get sick or ill, as they say here, because getting sick in the UK is like throwing up, but Americans say getting sick to mean getting ill. If you get ill during vacation time or holiday time, I'm pretty sure you can like claim back part of those holiday days and use your sick day and just take it as a sick day instead. But in general, there's not this hustle culture of you need to, like dedicate your entire life to your job. I think people here recognize that there is more to life than work. And I mean, obviously the cultures play into it and what we prioritize and what we see as important in life and important qualities to have as a person. But definitely in the UK, you're not always worried that you're going to lose your job because of something stupid. It's pretty difficult to actually fire somebody here after they've worked here for a long time, and you just have a better work-life balance overall.
What? I know some people that are 82 years old plus right now working at Walmart still because they need the health benefits and they need the coverage. They need the extra money to hold them over because the government assistance isn't enough for them still because they think that just because you're seniority, you don't need that much money. Oh, you don't need that much money to live. What? Because here you need to work to live. Oh, you have to work to live. You have to worry about losing your job for not coming and work for a day because you have an upset stomach or your head doesn't feel well. Yes. Or your nose is running.
The last difference I came up with, again, might seem more trivial, but it has to do with a UK plug. So a UK plug, 1 minute, I will show you. If you're an American, this is what a UK plug looks like. So it actually has this third bit. So if you can kind of see 1, 2, and 3. A US plug only has 2 plug-in things, is that the official term? So plugs here tend to stay in the wall a lot better than in the US, where it can be a problem for them falling out if they're pretty loose or get knocked by something. A UK plug is like not falling out of whatever it's plugged into. And again, it's a small thing, but something that I have noticed and I do think is better in the UK than in the US. Okay, so that brings me to the end of my video. Definitely comment below and let me know your favorite part about the UK. I know not everyone will have other countries to compare with, so just tell me, what is it that you love the most about the UK, whether it is whether you are British or whether you are just a visitor. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Amazing, beautiful video. Girl Gone London's original video link will be in my description down below. No, I don't live in the UK. I live in the US. I have never gone to the UK, but I eventually will. But me, what I'm really looking forward to, what I really like, is the beautiful, amazing sceneries and places there. All the beaches, all the wildlife you see. It's just beautiful. I'm gonna take a trip, and when I take that trip, I'm gonna be there for about a week or two, cause I'm gonna explore. I'm gonna explore. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this video. Once again, it's your boy Shaq Reacts, clocking out with another reaction video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in my next one.